All right, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Tim. Welcome to class. Welcome to Yoga 6. If you will, go ahead and meet me in any seated pose. We'll get started pretty quick here. If this kneel is a little bit uncomfortable for you, you might start on your knees a little bit and like ease back a little bit. Either way, we won't be here long. Let's start to focus in on our breath. Go ahead and start really being mindful of your inhales. Let your inhales fill your body all the way from your throat down to your sacrum. And let your exhales be full. We might want to inhale a couple times through the mouth, nose out through the mouth. And while you are turning inwards toward your breath, let's turn inwards towards our class. Anything that's on your mind from before class or anything you're thinking about that's happening after class, let's just gently set those aside for right now and let this time be about your yoga practice. That can be really difficult sometimes if you're not perfect with it. Hey, no one is. All right, let's go ahead and get into our first pose. I'm going to turn on my mat. You stay where you are. We're going to move into child's pose. If you want to follow me, let's take the crown of our head. Let's reach up to the ceiling. Let's really inhale, extend the spine. And exhale through the mouth. Let's move our hands down the mat. Toes together, knees a little bit wider than the mat. You might play with the width of your knees. And if you won't, a lot of times for my first child's pose of the day, I like to put a block under my head. I feel like that helps with my alignment. Feel free to experiment with that. And we're going to stay here for 5 breaths. If Ujjayi breathing or victorious breathing, same thing, are in your practice, we can begin that now. And if you're not familiar with Ujjayi breathing or victorious breath, you're just going to have a little bit of focus in the back of the throat. As you exhale, you're going to inhale through your nose, and as you exhale, there's going to be a little bit of a sound in the back of the throat, kind of like a ha, a gentle, gentle ha sound. It's important to note that this victorious breath, this isn't a constriction in the back of the throat. This is just a point of focus. If that's not feeling comfortable for you today, you can just breathe normally. With Ujjayi breathing, we'll be breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. One more breath here. We'll start to move into our next pose. Give it a block, move it out of the way. Let's spread the fingers, lift the hips, move the knees back close together. We'll be in a tabletop pose for just a moment. We're going to inhale here, tuck the toes, move the hands a little forward, and exhale, lift the hips, shoot them back to the back corner ceiling of the room for our first downward facing dog. Feel free to walk your dog. We'll stay here for 5 breaths. Your feet are going to be parallel to each other. We don't want to turn knees in or out. We want our hands spread nice and wide. And if we're thinking about comparing your flat back to your straight legs, prioritize a straight back. Any amount of bend in these knees. And then as we sink a little deeper into the pose, we can start to lengthen the legs, and we can start to bring the heels a little bit closer to the ground. This is a very gradual pose. And gradual for some people can mean, minutes in a single practice, and for other people that could mean months or years. We'll find one more breath here, and then on our next inhale, let's lift the right leg up for 3-legged dog, and exhale, step forward through the hands. We're going to bring these hands back. We're going to lift the chest for crescent lunge. We'll stay here for 5 breaths. All right. We're going to make sure that we have a strong left quad here. Our hips are pointed forward. Knee tracks forward. Chest nice and open, chin parallel to the ground. And if you feel constricted here, you can bring these hands just a little bit further out. 2 more breaths here. Find an inhale, and on your next exhale, let's open up for warrior 2. All right, that means drop the back heel, reach the hands out to the front and the back of the room. Gaze lands over the right fingertips. We're going to open those hips up to the right side of the room, and we'll stay for 2 more breaths. Inhale, 2, 3. Exhale, 2, 3. Inhale, 2, 3. Really lengthen the spine. On your next exhale, let's find extended side angle. Gonna reach that left hand up and over, big line of power from the left ankle all the way to the left fingertips. Not too much weight on this hand, and we'll stay here for a few breaths. Inhale, 2, 3. Exhale, 2, 3. Inhale, 2, 3. Exhale, 2, 3. On our next inhale, let's bring that left hand up and over for reverse warrior. Bring the right hand up, keep that bend in the right knee. Don't grab the knee here. You can put your hand, if you're a little higher, you can put a hand on thigh, or you can put fingertips on your lower leg, maybe your calf here. Just not too much weight on that hand, just like extended side angle, reverse warrior. This is an emotional support hand. 2 more breaths here. Inhale, 2, 3. Exhale, 2, 3. Inhale, 2, 3. Exhale, return to warrior 2. All right, here on our next inhale, we're going to lift that back heel, bring our arms back up for our crescent lunge. Exhale, drop the hands to the mat. Inhale, lift the chest, look forward. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. All right, from here, we're gonna do our vinyasa sequence mindfully. All right, on your next exhale, sink a little deeper into your down dog. And on your next inhale, let's wave forward to plank. For our first one here today, we're gonna drop your knees. Exhale, lower down, chaturanga, all the way to the ground. And here, we're gonna inhale for your back bend. So this can be Sphinx. We just have our arms like parallel, toes pointed. We can put our hands in the mat. We can find something more like Cobra. And we'll either stay with Sphinx or Cobra for right now for this first back bend. And if you want to be in Sphinx the whole rest of the practice, when we get to our back bend, that's perfectly fine. This is your back bend. Find an inhale here. On our next exhale, let's lift the hips, push them up and back for downward facing dog. And on our next inhale, let's find 3-legged dog on the other side. Big inhale here, lift that foot all the way up. Exhale, step forward, lift the arms and chest up for crescent lunge on the other side. And we'll stay here for 4 breaths. You can do your own pace or you can match me. Inhale, 2, 3. Exhale, 2, 3. Inhale, 2, 3. Exhale, 2, 3. Inhale, make sure your hips are pointing forward. Think about headlights on your hips. Exhale, 2, 3. Inhale, 2, 3. Exhale, let's drop the back heel for warrior 2 on the other side. Gaze lands over the left fingertips. Big line of power, shooting the back of the room and the front of the room from the fingertips in warrior 2. Hips open up to the right side of the room, or the right side of your body. Nice bend in the front knee. Don't let it track in or out. We'll stay here for 3 more breaths. About a 45-degree angle to the mat with this back foot. Inhale, 2, 3. Exhale, 2, 3. Inhale, really reach the crown of the head up to the ceiling. And exhale, right arm comes up and over for extended side angle. Big line of power from right heel to right fingertips. Not too much weight on this arm. Opening the chest up to the right side. Your gaze may come under your armpit here or down at your foot, whatever's more comfortable for you. You can even use a neutral neck here. 3 more breaths here. Exhale, 2, 3. Inhale, 2, 3. Exhale, 2, 3. Inhale, 2, 3. Exhale, 2, 3. On our next inhale, right arm comes up and over. Left arm comes up for our reverse warrior. And we'll stay here for 5 breaths. Inhale, 2, 3. Exhale, 2, 3. Inhale, 2, 3. Exhale, 2, 3. Inhale, extend. Exhale, sink deep. Enjoy that stretch in the left side of the body. Inhale, 2, 3. Exhale, back to warrior 2. All right, open those hips up to the right side. Nice bend in the knee here. Big line of power from left fingertips to right fingertips. They make one line. Find an exhale here, sink a little deeper. And inhale, lift the arm up for our crescent lunge on the side. Exhale, drop the hands down to the mat. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, back for downward facing dog. All right, we'll do our vinyasa sequence again here. Find an exhale and downward facing dog. And we're going to inhale, wave forward. You can drop your knees or leave them up, either way. Exhale, lower down, and inhale. I'm going to do cobra this time. If you want to do sphinx, feel free. Point the toes. Don't let the legs be inactive in this pose. Relax the shoulders down away from the ears. Find one more inhale here. And exhale, back for downward facing dog. All right, we're going to do that same thing that we just did, but this time we're going to do 1 breath, 1 movement. All right. Big inhale here, big exhale through the mouth. All right, inhale. Find your return to your ujjayi breathing or victorious breath if that's in your practice today. And on your next exhale, lower a little bit further into your down dog. On our next inhale, 3-legged dog with our right leg up in the air. Exhale, step forward. Inhale, up for crescent lunge. Exhale, find warrior 2. Inhale, straighten the back. Exhale, extended side angle, reach over. Inhale, reverse warrior, reach that right arm up. And exhale, back to warrior 2. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, hands down. Inhale, chest up. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. Inhale, wave forward to plank. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, cobra or up dog or sphinx. Your back bend. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. Inhale, bring that left leg up, 3-legged dog. Exhale, step forward. Inhale, rise up for crescent lunge. Exhale, find warrior 2. Big inhale here in warrior 2. Exhale, extend that right arm over for extended side angle. Keep the bend in the knee. Inhale, reverse warrior. Left hand comes up. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, hands find the ground. Inhale, lift the chest, look forward. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. All right. A little bit of activity there. Good breath work. We'll stay here for a few breaths. We'll rest the legs a little bit because our hands are taking some of the burden of the weight of your body here. And we'll breathe. 3 more counts. Inhale, 2, 3. Exhale, 2, 3. Inhale, 2, 3. Exhale, 2, 3. Inhale, 2, 3. Exhale, 2, 3. On your next inhale, let's lower the legs very slowly, lift the chest, move forward, and we'll release those knees to the ground. Bring the hands back. Let's move the knees forward on the mat. Cross the ankles under your body. Extend hands forward. Let's roll back over them. Plant the feet on the ground. Straighten the back. Grab the knees. Big inhale here. We can scoot forward a little bit. Find that inhale and then exhale. Lower down very slowly. 1 vertebrae at a time. All the way to the ground. All right, we're going to find our final pose for the day. That's going to be our final relaxation pose, corpse pose, Shavasana, all the same thing. Bring the feet a little wider than the mat. Bring the hands a little wider than you normally would. We don't want them clamped to our side. We want to relax all of our muscles. When I have a hair tie on, I like to take that off here so that my bun's not in the way. I know that's not accessible for everyone, but it feels really nice if you can do it. Relax the shoulders down into the mat. Let your fingers curl naturally inward. Let your feet relax. If you were practicing Ujjayi breathing or victorious breathing, again, same thing. You can let that go now and start to return to a more natural breath. Everything that happened in your practice today, let's put that aside. Whether you feel good about it or bad about it, that's kind of in the past now. That's something we can meditate on later. For now, let's just enjoy one more moment of peace in your practice today. We'll stay here for a few breaths. For the purpose of this demo tape, I'll go ahead and take them out of final relaxation pose. I would have them breathe through this for as long as the rest of the time, class time allows. But my standard walk out of Shavasana starts like this. All right, let's go ahead. We're going to put a little life back into the body. We're going to wake up really gently. Go ahead and wiggle the toes. Wiggle the fingers, move the ankles, move the wrists, maybe little rotations, maybe move the elbows, maybe bend the knees. You can move a little bit side to side. I like to push off a little bit with my feet. Whatever gets you going here is going to be what you're going to want to do. Some people like to point the toes, bring the hands way up over the body for one last full body stretch, one big line from toes to fingers. Some people like to roll onto one side, move the neck a little bit, maybe even support the neck movement. Look left, look right. Wherever you are, at your own pace, start to come slowly up. Meet me in any seated pose. Any seated pose, that is. I'm going to kneel today. Whatever you want to do for your final easy seats, perfectly fine. All right. Well, I really appreciate you sharing your practice with me today. I hope that you got some good movement. I hope that you feel a little better than you did at the beginning of your practice. And I really appreciate you sharing that practice with me. Let's find one more breath and one more stretch today. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands come to heart center, very gentle. I want to thank you one more time for the time that we spent together. and I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day. Namaste.